I know don't she's not destitute at all. Let me update you all, as often as possible with you all. I think you figure she should just you think Cardi B ought to simply let it proceed to resemble young lady you won't get your cash, let it go no I suppose. If the assuming that individuals granted her the cash she ought to for slander, she would it be a good idea for her, she ought to get her coins. So how about we discuss this next story? We got to discuss, obviously, Steve Harvey, talking about Tasha K. Honey. Tasha K. is demonstrating she's not one to withdraw. She joins the developing rundown of individuals, tingling to spill the tea on. In all honesty, Steve Harvey, it appears as though there's no deficiency of stunning disclosures about this American entertainer, host, and humorist. From stowed away mysteries to out and out terrible stuff, it's turning out to be a remarkable scene as people line up to divulge the things Harvey would prefer to leave hidden. It seems like the show meter is out of this world for our dearest American entertainer, host, and jokester Steve Harvey. The man known for his irresistible chuckling and family-situated fascinate is currently in major trouble as bits of gossip about a hot undertaking with. As a matter of fact, his own culinary specialist has surfaced Harvey's purportedly been doing something enjoyable, as well as profitable, as he's purportedly sincerely engaged with his vegetarian private cook, the unrivaled Dr. Bashira. Now Steve's been hitched to Marjorie Harvey for what feels like perpetually, and he's forever been very vocal about his affection for his family and his unflinching confidence in God. Yet clutch your seats in light of the fact that podcaster Tasha K. is spilling the tea. More than ever, she's guaranteeing that in spite of Harvey's dissents, there's some hanky-panky happening in his kitchen. Tash K. made these stunning claims in a new digital recording episode. And how about we say she's not accepting any of Steve's reasons? But rather, here's the kicker: Tasha K. isn't precisely known for her validity. With regards to superstar tattle, she's been discovered making up stories for clout in the past, getting sued by hip jump star Cardi B for spreading deceptions about her. So people, whether this is a steaming undertaking or simply one more episode of Tash K's fanciful stories, one thing's without a doubt: she's getting out whatever she must say. And the tattle plant is stirring more than ever. Tasha K. is demonstrating she's not soon after Steve Harvey. She's determined to shake the actual groundwork of the Harvey genealogy. Just after her dangerous uncover on Steve, she took things up a score by analyzing a spilled call highlighting. As a matter of fact, Shirley Strawberry in this stunning discussion, Shirley was tossing conceal like crazy. And think about who the objective was: Marjorie Harvey herself. Yet stand by, it doesn't stop there. Shirley didn't stop at Marjorie. She brought Marjorie's ex and way of life in, with the general mishmash laying out an image that is a long way from the ideal family picture. We've come to know it resembles the Harvey off-the-record pieces of information are disentangling individually. And Tasha K. is the ring expert of this hair-raising carnival. Shirley Strawberry, the host of the Strawberry Letter fragment, where she doles out relationship counsel, spilled the tea in those spilled calls. She let her detained spouse know about something that's usually kept under wraps, uncovering that Steve was evidently getting gasping for air, climbing the steps in his own chateau. She implied that Marjorie views Steve's partners as just the assistants, and she didn't keep down on the sarcasm when it came to Marjorie's costly in-home exercise space and spa. Shirley even portrayed Steve as frightened of his significant other, which could make sense of why she didn't necessarily seize the opportunity to spend time with a Harvey tribe. Well, that sounds like a ton of fascinating tea. Not too far off. Shirley didn't really ponder her words. And that all got recorded. She Marjorie Harvey views at us as they assist you with realizing what will be it appears. As though Tasha K's digital broadcast has changed into a definitive center for every one of the juiciest goodies about the unparalleled Steve Harvey. The world could have referred to him as the magnetic and enchanting character we as a whole love, yet presently, on account of Tasha K's picture, is enduring a shot. She's pulling back the shades to introduce an alternate face of Steve Harvey, one that uncovers his most close subtleties And accept me, it's sending shockwaves through the tattle grapevine. Even the apparently shakable connection among Steve and his significant other Marjorie is under a magnifying glass. Now this man, known for his completely flawless life and $100 million domain, didn't necessarily in every case have everything as a matter of fact. Before he hit the jackpot, he was residing an alternate sort of story picture. This Steve Harvey destitute and making his home in a portage rhythm. Yes, you heard it right. The comic needed to conquer a few genuinely tough situations in his day-to-day existence, remembering finishing his most memorable marriage for his late 20s to pursue the fantasy about turning into a professional comic, just to find himself destitute for 3 long years. It was pounding, he admits. I understood you're on your own. You don't have anything or nobody. All I knew was that I could make individuals snicker yet in any event. When his vocation began to take off with a high-profile gig on Kickoff at the Apollo in 1993, his own life was still wrecked. Enter marriage number 2 out of 1996. This opportunity to wed Shackleford anyway. Harvey, before long, acknowledged he had committed a titanic error. I got hitched for some unacceptable reasons. I was burnt out on being distant from everyone else I have to possess. That it was me, not her. Yet it was terrible for quite a while, he concedes. Yet his destiny would have it. Harvey's exciting ride-love life took one more contour. He owes his flow ecstatic relationship with Marjorie, his third wife, to. In all honesty, his long-lasting guardian. You will have a hard time believing it, yet these two had momentarily dated during Harvey's battle days. The protector realized something was exceptional and told Harvey, look, the possibly time I've at any point seen you cheerful was the point at which you were with that lady Marjorie now, before you proceed to accomplish something moronic and wed another lady. I'm considering her discussion about a Hollywood commendable romantic tale. With all the promising and less promising times presently, we should spill some more tea about Steve Harvey's connections and the questions that emerged viewing his skill as a relationship master. While many know him as the go-to fellow for relationship counsel, not every person knows his rough conjugal history. Truth be told, Harvey has been hitched multiple times and gone through 2 separations. This disclosure about his own life caused a commotion and made some inquiry whether he was genuinely able to offer direction on the subject in spite of his disputable past. Harvey delivered a top-of-the-line book on connections, further establishing his standing as an expert in the field. He even wandered into the universe of movie creation, carrying his relationship exhortation to the big screen with 2 films in light of his book anyway. As time went on, individuals started to examine whether Harvey was genuinely a man meriting doling out relationship shrewdness. Things took an emotional turn when Mary Lee Harvey Steve, his subsequent wife, chose to stand up against the aggravation she encountered during their relationship. Her disclosure sent shockwave is through the public, creating a shaded area over Harvey's picture and bringing up issues about his treatment of his previous companion. Mary Lee's exposure shed light on Steve that many had not seen prior to leaving an enduring effect on his standing. Everything began when Steve purportedly started seeing his second spouse, Mary Shackleford, while his separation from his most memorable wife, Marcia, was all the while forthcoming. The 2 lovebirds secured the bunch in 1996, yet their relationship hit rough shores, prompting their chaotic split in 2005. And hang tight for it, since things are going to raise soon after their detachment. Steve wound up trapped in a snare of debates anyway. Mary openly guaranteed that Steve had gone behind her back with his third wife, Marjorie, alongside other stunning charges pushed ahead from me to Marjorie that was upsetting with every one of the messages and the instant messages and the various things there were that I was learning about. I figured the most on that he could do restore me toward the finish of it. The embarrassment crested when Steve chose to make a legitimate move against Mary, recording a claim to end her harming claims. He guaranteed that her proclamations needed proof and were ridiculous. This oftentimes previously numerous. How would you manage it? I mean, you realize I see I know reality got in your blend. I know reality, yet the matter is the part that is destructive in here is my better half and youngsters must be sedated into this, you know whether you will be malevolent. Then feel free to simply point it at me, yet my child is coming in the room crying and that is likewise private. So why you would do this and I don't for even a moment, comprehend the motivation behind it. I mean I got you frantic yet you quite a while back. That is the thing we're doing now, anyway talking, really went above past for Steve's fantasies. By giving him her life reserve funds of an incredible 250,000 to launch his parody club adventure, she had confidence in him upheld him and put her entire being into their relationship, sadly, and complete obliteration Steve figured out how to waste.